Brad, you need some light.
What is good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 8 of the Bulldog Blitz. Today, I am here with my co-host, Terrence Tucker, of course, because I never do this thing alone. And, of course, our special guest, our guy, Brad, is in the building. All right? Hey, fellas, it's a special episode, man.
Absolutely.
It's a special episode. Now, I ain't going to lie. I'm feeling a little under the weather. And I ain't going to let that get to me just because of what we got going on, man. We have clinched our spot in the Celebration Bowl. We back, baby. We back in Atlanta, baby.
Like we never left.
So what's y'all initial reaction to that? How y'all feeling right now? Because I'm still on cloud 9. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Amazing. Amazing is the word for it. I think I can speak for a lot of Bulldogs. We are elated because we deserve to be here. We had a horrendous year last year. Most of us, if not all of us, wanted Buddy Pugh to go out on top.
Right?
Like we all wanted Buddy Pugh to just walk off, just like Broadway did, right? You know what I'm saying? When he was the coach for North Carolina A&T that year, and he coached that Celebration Bowl, and he just walked off the field and said goodbye, right? Like that's how we wanted Buddy Pugh to do. Just walk off the field, like win the Celebration Bowl, and just end it all, right? And a lot of people felt that Buddy should have left that 2021 year when he won, right? But it's all in God's timing. Mm-hmm. Don't you ever judge God's timing, because who's to say that we wouldn't have got a tennis berry when we did? It's all in God's timing. But I am so happy. I am so elated. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. And I'm so humble for now. The pettiness has not really got to its top peak yet.
Not yet.
But it's coming for whomever. Jackson State or Southern. Just know it's coming. But we got one more task. Mm-hmm. We got Norfolk State. We still got to close the deal. We got to finish the deal. But for now, we're going to celebrate. We're going to have a good time. Thank y'all boys for having me. Brad, you know it's always good to see you. Kobe, you know I love you. Let's get it.
Yeah, for me, man, it's a surreal moment. Having been on the field at the 2021 Celebration Bowl in the end zone when Shaq caught, the touchdown and did the Dion dance and
Check one off for
all of
dang, bro.
those good things. It just brings back all of those memories. But I think more importantly than anything else, and I just want to kind of go back in history, Terrence, to one of the things that you said. In 2001, we were able to close out Coach Jeffries with a winning season that year against Norfolk State. That was a year we had a hurricane and we had to reschedule the game. So the game actually ended up being the weekend of Thanksgiving. And so the team was able to rally and win 5 straight, get him a 6-5 record. Buddy came in and from there it was, kind of sky's the limit. We weren't able to do that for him, last year, but much like you said, we were able to get Coach Berry, and I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I didn't know what to expect this year. I thought it was going to be one of those years where we were going to be rebuilding. Kudos and hats off to the staff for not only being able to mix in a healthy number of experienced transfers, but also bring in some young talent from the high school ranks as well. Those 8 freshmen that we got that came in are really going to be some game changers for us in these next upcoming years. So, not only that, but then you couple that with the guys that Barry inherited. I'm talking about all conference guys like a Justin Smith-Brown, Aaron Smith. Your whole front, basically your whole offensive line. If you will. So you already have some dogs, for lack of a better word, on the team. You bring in a Enosh Carter, you bring in a Caden High, you bring in a Jaden Broughton, you bring in a shot Hall. You bring in these guys, and then within a short span of 11 months, you've been able to kind of take them and make them go from a team of individuals to a team that's bought into your system, that's bought into your culture and to kind of the way that you do things. So it's all a full circle moment. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I mean, we know we've clinched, but we want to go into the Celebration Bowl riding high. So the job's not finished. We want to do a great job of honoring our seniors next week at Senior Day because they deserve it, quite frankly.
Yeah, they do.
Be their second Celebration Bowl appearance in 4 years for those guys. So, we want to send them out the right way, and then we also want to send the team to Atlanta, understanding that the mantra is still go 1-0 every week. So, guys, I'm beside myself. I'm just gonna be honest. I am.
Let me say a couple things. Number one, we got 73 people so far in here, so I want 77 now. So I want y'all all 77 people to like the stream. Please do that for me. Like the stream. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hey, my guy. First of all, shout out to my guy Jason with the Hall of Fame Football Podcast. Y'all can go tune into him. He's an Oklahoma fan. All right. He's trash. That's my guy though. That's my guy, and he does great work with his podcast, man. So y'all tune in.
Go Gamecocks.
Yeah. It's like yeah. Also, Jason, because Jason ain't really. He's just getting into this HBCU thing, really. So last time we played Jackson State in the Celebration Bowl, we won. We played them last year in
the SWAC
Challenge, and they won. So
this is the rubber match.
Yeah, this is round 3. This is round 3, Jason. For all the marbles, all right. But back to it. So let's talk about the Norfolk game. No, matter of fact, no. Let's recap first. Let's recap with Morgan. Going into this game, right? I wasn't worried, but I was like, this is a good defense, right? So how are we gonna fare? Even without Eric Hunter, this is a really good defense. Elijah Williams on that defensive line, you know what I'm saying? It was gonna be a challenge, right? But we stuck through it. And I want to go ahead and talk about players of the game because I'm gonna give mine to Tyler Smith, right? And I just want to take a minute just to talk about Tyler and commend Tyler, right, for what he's done in that game. Y'all, Tyler has been here. Anybody who knows me knows that I was on Tyler Smith in that recruiting class heavily. Like that was my favorite prospect in that whole recruiting class, and I was elated when he got here. And he's had some ups and downs. He wasn't a starter when this season happened. When this season first, he wasn't a starter. He didn't complain, right? He didn't pout. He was never not a team guy. Guys, he just went out and did what he was supposed to do. And then when this opportunity came versus Morgan, this man goes off for 3 carries, 118 yards and a touchdown. 3 carries, 118 yards. And I cannot express how proud I am of Tyler Smith, man. That's my offensive player of the game. And if Tyler didn't do that, then of course it would have been Ryan, right? Just because of what we asked him to do. You know, because E7 was cooking before he got hurt. E7 was 10 for 11, 85 yards and a touchdown. He was getting ready to cook. He gets hurt because he landed awkwardly. Ryan comes in, and we don't ask him to like work his way into the groove of the game. No, we come out the first play of the game. His first play of the game, and ask him to pass the football. We asked him to pass. He didn't get rattled, right? He took a big hit with that fumble. The boy never got rattled. He stood in there. He came back, and he helped lead us to a victory, man. So I am just so proud of the way that this team persevered versus Morgan. Right, I'm so proud of guys like Tyler Smith and Ryan. And defensively, we gonna talk about that later. We gonna talk about how good we are.
Do your defensive player.
Defensively, I'm always proud of the front seven. I'm not surprised at what the front seven does anymore, especially up that middle. We'll talk about Jaden. We'll talk about Bill up that middle. Who is that guy? Number 41, number 43, big boy. Beast.
Hannibal, John Hannibal.
Beast, monster, right? But let's talk about the transition from how good this secondary has been. From the beginning of the season to where they are now. They were never bad, but let's talk about just how much better they got.
But dog, we lost about 3 DBs now.
Oh my goodness.
Talk about that now.
Oh my goodness.
We lost 5. We lost the transfer from Temple. He hurt himself for the season. Remember that now. The guy from Temple. He hasn't played since what? The doggone, I want to say doggone Georgia Southern game. And then we lost somebody else. So for those young people to doggone step up like they did, man, salute to them. Go ahead, my bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good. That was a perfect segue. First of all, hey, Brian, thank you so much for the $20 donation. This secondary has been amazing. We've seen Gerard go into the top DB, not only on the team, but in HBCU, right? I'm not even going to say just the conference HBCU, back-to-back weeks with pick sixes. At this point, any DB that get a pick, they don't want just the pick. They looking to take that thing back. I love it. I love that about him because that just goes back to what Coach Barry is preaching. Kill a fly with a sledgehammer. All right? Do the most when it's your opportunity. I love that. Don't give the boys a chance to come back. Stop playing with your food. I love the mindset that this team has right now. So, guys, offensively, defensively, what stood out to you? Who were your players of the game? What were your notices for this game?
For me, it was Ryan. Just asking him to be able to step in at a moment's notice, and you talked a lot about Tyler and how proud of you were with him. Coach always preaches, being ready for the now, no opportunities wasted. And he came in. We asked him to come in, and it was the first quarter. Like it wasn't like the game was in hand. It was the first quarter. So I mean, it could have very well went left, especially with Morgan having statistically the best defense in the conference. That being said, he came in, he settled in, Did some really good things. But for me, he was player of the game because he accounted for 3 touchdowns, 2 through the air and 1 on the ground. So yeah, two through the air. No problem. 2 through the air and 1 on the ground, and asking him to come off of the bench cold. And I can imagine in Baltimore, it was literally and figuratively cold. So, him being able to come in, still being able to find guys like Keyshawn Toney, being able to, hit his wide receivers and all of that and all of those good things. He was my offensive player of the year. I'm an offensive player of the week. I'm sorry. Defensively, it was the secondary. Like they were amazing yesterday. Gerard is really establishing. He's really establishing himself as one of the top defensive backs, as Tuck said, and as you said, in the MEAC and also in FCS football. When we started this season, guys, remember Jamari Benjamin was supposed to be the number 1 defensive back on this team, and we haven't talked about him in a very, very long time. Because and for other reasons, but still, a lot of those guys have really just kind of stepped up, and everybody embraces the next man up mentality. You saw it with Tyler, you saw it with Ryan. You've seen it throughout the course of the year. They just ask you to come in, they ask you to do your job, and everybody comes in and they come in and they do their job. And I mean, we haven't seen a drop off in performance since. Mm-hmm. So kudos to those guys for sure.
I also think that goes back to having depth, right? And just, I would say the way that this. Have you ever noticed like the way this team really supports each other, right? Mm-hmm. How these players support each other, like. Even when the Benedict players got here, there were some people who were kind of worried about how would they mesh, right? It's because you're bringing a coaching staff, bringing their players over here. Would it be fair? It's been fair. These players they've locked in. They have bought in since the moment Coach Berry arrived on campus, and now you're seeing this tenfold, right? Like you're seeing the bond between these players. Tenfold, the way they support each other, right? They act like they've been playing together their entire college careers, and they haven't. And I think that kind of goes into the reason of why we also had the success that we've had anyway. When Duhart goes down, or when KZ is the guy, and he's not having the biggest night, and then a guy like Tyler Smith comes in and does what he does, it's all smiles, it's all support, it's all happiness. Because at the end of the day, they don't really care about their individual performances. They just want to win. They just want to win.
Very true.
So, love that from them. So
you didn't let me go, man.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
He's so ready to move on.
You're
so excited. Hey, listen. My player, first of all, my offensive player of the game is definitely Ryan. Ryan has been a dog for a long time, and people don't know that because Ryan's from Texas.
Right.
But Ryan has been a dog for a very long time. He just had to transfer from different situations. You know what I'm saying? But thank God that we have Ryan because, listen, Ryan, we have a quarterback. We have a backup quarterback that's better than most people's starting quarterback.
That's true. And I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention for the last 5 to 6 years, but Incarnate Word, where Ryan transferred from, has one of the most explosive offenses in FCS. They're down in San Antonio, Texas, but man, they sling it around. Right. So when I found out he was from Incarnate Word, I wasn't concerned at all about him being able to come in and pick up where Phoenix left off.
Exactly. Sorry, Terrence. And thank you for that information, Brad. But definitely, man, Ryan's been a dog, and Ryan has waited his like Ryan. We talk about being, good teammates, man, and what I'm saying, being there for one another, and just falling in love with the process. Ryan has definitely fallen in love with the process. You watch him on the sideline, he's always cheering guys on, man. Like just, celebrating with his teammates and whatnot. This guy, he doesn't even have to get playing time, man, but he's one of the most exciting teammates you will have on the sideline because he loves whenever, you know what I'm saying, guys do great things, man. He's part of the team. Happy that he's on our team. And he came in on last Saturday and he showed Bulldog faithfuls what we have to actually look forward to coming up for years to come. You know what I'm saying? The guy can run and he can throw, and he's very exciting, and he's a leader. So just with a guy like that, man, like I said, man, he's better than most people starting quarterback right now. So we should be so grateful and so thankful to have a guy like that. So I'm so happy that he came in and he showed Bulldog Nation what he can do, and he did it. He did it versus one of the best defenses in the nation. That's what I'm so proud about. You know what I'm saying? And not even knowing that he was going to play. He had no idea that he was going to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But he came in and handled his business. You know what I mean? He showed that Bulldog tenacity that we always preach about, and that's why I'm so grateful for him. Like you said, Kobe, Tyler Smith came in and did his thing. One correction, he did start this season. He started that the FAMU game, but he only had one series.
Yeah, one
Remember
series.
that?
Mm-hmm.
He had one series, right? And then we never heard from him again. But he kept his head up. And you also got to factor in coaching. He has great coaching as well. And right. You got to have good coaching when you can keep your players motivated throughout the season. When they're not getting the carries that they may want, or their family may want, or their friends may feel they should have. That's coaching, that's culture, and that's faith, and that's that thing called, doing it for the team. When his number was called, he came in and did it. And listen, man, just like you said on Twitter, whenever he did, whenever Tyler does something nice, it makes me feel good. Like, it just makes me happy whenever I see him do something good, man. Not only for him, man, but his family and the whole Gaffney, South Carolina community, because they love this kid, man. They love this kid because he is a great kid. So he's deserving of everything that he's been getting. Now, defensively, you guys beat me to the punch, man. It's number 41, John Hannibal. He had a day. Mm-hmm. He was eating those guys' lunch every down. He was playing physical, playing violent, you know what I'm saying, with his stomach out.
I don't mean to cut. I just want to say that you was right about Jaden Jones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You was right about Jaden Jones.
I told you.
He had a couple. He got off. He had a couple plays.
Somebody pissed Jaden Jones off. Somebody has pissed Jaden Jones off. Somebody must have tried to holler at his girl on campus or something. Or somebody said something slick to him. Because Jaden Jones been playing like a man possessed, full of anger. He is not the guy you want to see coming towards you when you got the ball in your hand. Right. That is not a confrontation you want right now. Not with Jake Jones, not with 29. 29 is different. He's much different than he was last year or the beginning of the year. Some kind of light came on for this kid. But listen, you put 10 more pounds on Jaden Jones, that's scary. You put 10 more pounds on him, and that's scary. But like I said, John Hannibal has been playing good ball. That whole defense has been playing good. But I got to give one quick shout out to number 2, my guy. You know what I'm saying? Addison ran that 100-yard INT. Oh no! Let's go, Brad. You remember it was years ago with that guy named Jermaine Derricott.
Yes, sir. That was in the Atlanta football classic
versus Tennessee State, was it not?
That was the Atlanta football classic. Yep.
That was in the old Georgia Dome. The old Georgia Dome, brother.
That was to win the game, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
That's probably the last time you saw a Bulldog, you know what I'm saying, get an interception and run it back. But that was for the football game. Like, he actually won the game with with that interception. But
Right.
what number 2 did yesterday should have been on ESPN top 10 easily. Right. That should have been on ESPN top 10, man. They playing with so much confidence right now, and I'm so happy. I'm so elated. All right, that's me.
Hey, Kobe, just before you move into the next segment, just wanted to answer the question for
that's exactly what I was about to get to.
Okay, perfect.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Coach usually addresses the media on Mondays, so he'll have his press conference tomorrow, and I'm sure at that time, Sydney, he'll give an update on where we are with Phoenix and/or Duhart. If we don't get an update tomorrow, then I'm sure he'll address it at the MEAC coaches teleconference, which is usually around Tuesday of the week. So more to come on that.
Yeah. But even with that being said, I mean, he gonna play. He gonna play in the Celebration Bowl.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
The Celebration Bowl. Now
he don't have to play Saturday.
That's what's gonna be my next topic, right? When we talk about Norfolk, the last game of the season, senior day. Who do we play? Because I don't. If I'm being honest, I don't want to play Eric versus Norfolk. There's no reason to. Based on what we got going, right? But I don't like to risk it. Who do we play? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would start the first half. It's senior day. It's his. I mean, he's a graduate student. It's his last year, and it's his last game in the Bulldog. Well, last regular season game in the Bulldog uniform. His parents are going to be there. All of the pomp and circumstance that comes along with senior day, and us honoring the seniors. I think he's earned the right based on what he's done thus far. So I'd play him the first half, and hopefully we have a commanding lead by then. And if we have a commanding lead by then I would take him out, and I would essentially kind of just rest my starters. But it's still a conference game, guys, and we can't take anybody for granted. I don't even want to be those people where we're looking ahead to Atlanta already, and taking the Norfolk State for granted. And the reason I say that is because last year after we beat North Carolina Central, we started to look ahead and went to and beat Howard and started to look ahead. Remember that when God, 32. That's the transfer that went to South Carolina. Ran for almost 230 yards or something like that.
Juwan Howell.
Thank you. Yeah. The very next week, Morgan comes to Orangeburg and kicks us in the teeth and takes us out of Celebration Bowl contention. So while we know that's not mathematically can't happen, you still want to be able to practice and play the way that you have all year. So that your kids stay fresh, stay sharp. You don't want to have any letdowns. So that would be my only thing. I understand Earn on the side of caution, but you can't play scared, man. Scared money don't make nothing.
It don't make no money. And I mean, I'm glad you said that, Brad, because I feel like you got to play these guys as much as possible, man, because we don't want no rust on us. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, it is senior day for a lot of those things, and we got some very impactful seniors, like you know what I'm saying, Bull Smith, Bull, all those guys, man, they're seniors, so they should play.
Nick Tate, Eric Brown, all those guys.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Nick Tate, like you know what I'm saying, a lot of those guys should play. You know what I'm saying, because this is their last time playing on Bulldog Field. You know what I'm saying, on Willie Jeffries Field, that is. And so they ought to play, and let them enjoy the moment. We win by 5, or we win by 50. It don't matter. But I think they should play in front of their family and friends for the last time. You know what I'm saying? And if we get a commanding lead, then you put the reserves in, and you let everybody have a good time. But I just don't want to say we're gonna blow these guys out simply because of what you said, Brad. You know, we rode this rodeo before. You know, and then you know, granted, we are going to the Celebration Bowl no matter what. But you know, but I still like Coach Barry said, I want to kill the fly with a sledgehammer. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to make sure we send these guys back home to Norfolk hurt and bruised and upset.
I will say, if he is gonna play, no design runs. I don't want no design runs. I'm gonna be honest with you. We don't need to. We don't need to versus Norfolk. I don't need the design runs right now. Anytime, like just I'm telling them slide, bro. Anytime you see a hit coming, slide. What I feel like what can go wrong will go wrong when you do the unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Let them get back there, let them sling it. You know what I'm saying? Let them dump it off to Carter. Let them dump it off to Caden. Let them do the work. Let the backs do the work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him carrying the load versus Norfolk if he is gonna play. But now let's get to Norfolk in itself. I haven't watched much of Norfolk this year. Of course, we all watched them in the MEAC SWAC Challenge where they almost beat FAMU. And they looked really good. They looked really good that week, right? The way they ran that offense, we knew the passing game wasn't what it was, but the running game, right? The run schemes that they had, the way that they dialed up those plays, it was impressive to see. And they still do have an impressive run game, but they have taken a step back as the season progressed. So this, to me, is just going to be another game where it's cold. All right, if you ain't layered up, you're going to feel them hits just a little bit more, especially if you in the trenches. All right, this is just going to be a physical game. I think through the air, especially with what we've been able to do with the secondary these past couple of weeks, they're not going to really put the ball in the air like that just because I don't think they know they don't have the quarterback to do that. They don't have the passing game for that. So it's going to be through the ground, right? They're going to get a little bit more articulate with how they do it, right? They're going to send some guards on pulls, you know what I'm saying? They're going to do some traps. They're going to do a lot of different intricate things running the football, but they are going to run the football. They are going to try to win that way. So I just like last week, stop the run. Stop the run. Their QB isn't really a threat, and that's not to be disrespectful to them or to look over them, but I just don't believe in that passing game. I think that's been their bread and butter this whole season. It's going to continue to be versus us, and I think we'll be fine versus that. But maybe y'all seen something different with Norfolk. What have y'all seen, or what do you think we need to do to pull this one
out? So I've seen a couple of their games. I actually watched some of the game, well, most of the game when they played Howard, when they beat Howard. They so streaky, man. Because some games, man, they play like they play like they are a true MEAC team, man. And then some games, man, it's like, yo, these guys are trash, yo. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the Saturday with them. They had the quarterback. What's his name? What's his last name was? Daniels that started the season. Mm-hmm. He was doing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, they got a great running back tandem. But they have struggled. Versus some defenses, and they have had some success against certain defenses. So I think it's just depending on what Saturday and their motivation. You know, they can easily come in as, hey, man, they already know that we're going to the Celebration Bowl. They can easily come in and playing free and fast and just, playing without a care in the world, and we can take that for granted. Much like we did versus Fort Valley, not taking them serious.
Lord.
You see what I'm saying? Okay, you saw how we struggled against those guys, and we clearly was the better team, but we played down to competition. And so I just hope that for it to be the Bulldog senior day, last home game, I'm hoping they come out and they really take these guys serious. Just me personally, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like we are dialed in right now. Like, we in our bag right now. Like we are literally in our bag right now. For them to do what they did against Morgan, one of the nation's top defenses, and with a backup quarterback, I feel that this game shouldn't be close. However, if the mindset is right and the focus is right, and we continue that 1-0 mentality, then I think no matter what Norfolk State team we see, I think we'll be able to handle.
Brad, before you go, I just want to say, man, we got 103 people in here. I want 103 likes. All right, let's continue liking it. Let's continue getting the word out so that a lot more people can join us in here. But thank y'all though. But Brad, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, as far as Norfolk State goes, I've watched them a couple times this year. They have a really, really good offensive rushing attack. Kevon King, their starting running back, is amongst the league leaders in the MEAC in rushing. He and the running back from Delaware State and the running back from North Carolina Central are all home run hitters. He can hit it from basically anywhere. He's got the kind of speed. He's got that kind of breakaway speed where if he gets to your second level, you can forget it. From an offensive passing perspective, they do some decent things. I don't think it'll be anything where we need to be overly concerned, if you will. I think if we play mistake-free assignment football, Bulldog football on the defensive end, we'll be in good shape. The most important thing, the key to the game is going to be to make them one-dimensional. So if we can take away the run, kind of get them frustrated early and get ahead where they have to then rely on throwing the football a lot more than they would like to, I think that gives the defense an opportunity to just kind of get in there, pin their ears back. And then you got guys like 41, you got guys like 19, Jaden Broughton. Those guys can get in there and they can start, kind of racking up some sacks, if you will. But moreover than anything else, like I said, it's senior day. So I think the guys are definitely going to be fired up. Those guys are going to want to go out with a bang. And hopefully, they come in not taking anything for granted. And this coaching staff has been extremely good all year about keeping the main thing and not overlooking anybody, regardless as to, the level of success that we've been able to have. So I don't suspect that they will allow them to have a letdown next week. So from there, I think what'll end up happening is you'll see a convincing SC State win. I'm thinking maybe 2-3 scores, if you will, and then we'll sit the starters, and we'll get like one of the streamers said, you'll see a lot of 2s and 3s play. On senior day, those reservists, those guys who might not, get as much time as they usually do that are on their way out, you'll start to see them get some significant playing time because, of course, their families are there as well, and so their families want to see them play, and kind of get their jerseys dirty a little bit, if you will. All in all, it should be a good time. My only thing is, and I want to say this to everybody who's in the stream. I know everybody's making plans for Atlanta and ready to have a good time and celebrate with the team and get to this bowl game. But we need you guys to pack the stands in Alversey Dawson on Saturday as well. These kids deserve it. They worked extremely hard all year to put on an impressive product on the field, and so it's only right that we send them out the right way by being there and being present, for them as we salute our seniors on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like last year, man. Pack that stadium out for senior day. Yeah,
man. And not only the football team, but the cheerleaders, the band members, everybody, man. Like they all put in the work.
Athletic training staff. Yep.
those cheerleaders travel just like the football team, still in the rain with the football team. So did the band. You know what I'm saying? And we have some senior cheerleaders. We have some senior trainers. We have some senior band members. Okay, so it's just not the football team, man. Everybody, family, friends, loved ones, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever, come out, man. You know, and let's enjoy and let's have a fun last home game. We already know that we're going to the Celebration Bowl, but let's cheer these kids on and let's make it about these kids, not about the Celebration Bowl or anything like that. Let's celebrate these kids completing 4 years of college, man. Sometimes 5 years, but 4 years of college. That's what you pray for. Your grandmother prayed for this. Your dad, your mother, your uncles, your sisters, they pray for this. Some of these kids, they are first-generational college graduates, like myself. Let's make sure that we stand on our feet and let's cheer these kids on, man.
Thanks. And I think Peyton Moses made a good point right here. Buy the merch. Buy these.
Yes.
Buy the merch. Buy their merch.
I bought me one today.
I think Josh Shaw has merch out. I know Sean Tony has merch out.
Sean Tony.
Kids have buy their merch, man. Buy their merch. You know, we're not the bigger schools. We don't have these NILs waiting on them. This is how they get their pockets. Buy their merch. Support these players.
Yes.
Players.
It's important.
Yeah. Support these players.
Now I got a question for y'all, right? So, because y'all know more about South Carolina State and the history of the football program than I do. Where would you rank? Because clearly, Aaron is going to go down as one of the best players to come to this program. He is one of the top HBCU, if not the top HBCU draft prospect. Where does he rank amongst the great football players that come through here?
Brad,
maybe even at his if you don't
Brad got to. Listen. Aaron's a great kid, great player. You know, all of those good things. But when you have guys like, you know, Harry Carson, David Deacon Jones, Johnny Shell, you know, Javon Hargrave, Robert Portier, Charchick Darby, Anthony Cook, Jermaine Derricott, Joe Munford,
Hargrave,
Darius Shaq Leonard. I mean, it's a lot of people ahead of him, man. A lot of people ahead of him. But I will say he is easily the most decorated in the last 5 years, for sure.
Yeah.
He's been the best. He's been the best defensive player on this team in the twilight of the Buddy Pugh era, for sure. And he's not only is he a great player, man. He's a great kid.
Yeah, he is.
He's a great kid. You know, he's all MEAC. On the football field, all MEAC for academics, you know, carries a 3+ GPA. You know, a steward in the community. You know, all of those good things. So I think when it's all said and done, Aaron will be looked at as among one of the best. But he's got some folks in front of him.
Oh yeah, I mean, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, Eugenia, if you wanna, it depends on what player merches that you want to buy. You can go on their Instagram. They'll usually have a post up, if not on their story, or if not, just DM them and ask, hey, can you provide me with the link to buy your merch? They'll tell you. Depending on what player, they'll tell you. Just Instagram. I mean, direct message them on Instagram and they'll let you know. What were y'all gonna say?
Were you done, Brad?
Yeah, I'm good.
There, he has definitely sketched his name.
He still has to finish this season. Here's the thing, because I'm a big fan of Gladiator. You guys may not know that, but I'm a big fan of Gladiators. I'm a big fan of Warriors and all that medieval stuff, you know what I mean? Game of Thrones and all that stuff. Man, I love that stuff. You know what I'm saying? 300, Troy.
Big fan of Gladiators. So I also believe that you control your legend, right? You control your legend. If this guy can complete this game, right, have a great game, and then move forward to the Celebration Bowl, right, possibly win, he might be the first two-time national champion linebacker. Think about that now.
That's fair.
Think about that now.
That's fair.
Let's think about that now. Huh? He might be the first two-time national champion linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a feat within itself, right? But like Brad said, he's a phenomenal young man. He's a young man that most coaches would love to have. He's a leader, and he's been an exceptional young man. He is on and off the field. He's legendary.
Mm.
And we can't say that about all players, okay? So I love the kid. You know, I love what he brings to the football field, but I love what he brings to the classroom, and I love what he brings to his community.
Yeah.
He's a perfect representation for his family. His dad, his mother, his ancestors should be proud of him for who he is and what he will become, because he hasn't even scratched the surface of what he's going to be. Mm. And so I'm so thankful for kids like that. And we need more kids like that to come to South Carolina State University. He's from a small town called Manning, South Carolina. And that entire community is so proud of him. He's been that way since high school. He's a loved kid around that community. Whenever you see him walking around the high school football games, everybody's speaking to him. They're kissing him. They're hugging him. And teachers, that is a clear sign of how he attended that high school. Whenever people are walking up to you, hugging you, listen. Man, this kid's not going to y'all in South Carolina, Clemson. He's at South Carolina State University. And when he walks around that campus, those teachers, they are running up to him, hugging him. So that tells me what kind of student he was when he was at that school, okay? He's a great kid. Now, like Brad said, there are so many players ahead of him right now because of just the work that they put in. We're saying this right now. 5 years from now, we may have a different conversation about it.
That's right. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? 5 years from now, we may have a different conversation about that. Because listen, most of the cars you see right now that are classics were not classics when they was out.
Ooh, hey, bar.
You know what I'm saying? They were not classics when they was out. But through time, you realize their value. And we'll realize his value years and years and years from now. But if he continues going forward, leading this football team, these singers rally around him and everybody else, and they mess around and win that Celebration Bowl. Now, Brad know a lot of history, but I don't know too many two-time national champion linebackers at South Carolina State University. Not just at South Carolina State, but in the nation, period.
Two more things I want to ask y'all, and then everybody watching, if y'all have a question or a talking point that y'all want us to discuss, go ahead and put it in the chat right now. Otherwise, we'll get up out of here. But two more things. Number one, because this question keeps popping up, we're going to the Celebration Bowl. We know if we win, which Celebration Bowl team is better? 2021 or this current one? That's number one. And two, I kind of want to talk about the SWAC Championship coming up. And just because, Tuck, last time we went, I know you went all the way to Jackson State to see who was going to come out of that matchup. You know what I'm saying? You went all the way to Jackson. So I kind of want to touch on that and just to think, well, who do y'all think is going to win this matchup, right, between Jackson State and Southern? So first, let's start with our topic. If we win this Celebration Bowl game, which team is better than the other? Which team would you put ahead of the other? Because the same way we got a lot of talent here, we had a lot of talent back then too. So which one would you put ahead of the other? Because I look at Shaq and Jacoby, and I look at Kendall Flowers, and a freshman in Aaron, DJ Davis, and I said, damn, that team is pretty loaded, right? But then you look at this team and who we have, and you say, damn, that might be a hard one. Which team would be better than y'all?
So I think it depends on the manner in which we win. If we win in 2020, in 2024, if it's a runaway, then I think we've got a more difficult conversation to have. If it's I don't know, man. That 2021 team was special. They came out of nowhere.
Special.
And I mean, we started the season something like 1-5 and won the last 5 games straight.
Yeah.
That throw from and I mean, you say what you want to say about Corey, but that I'm thinking about the throw to Bailey, the throw.
Oh my goodness!
The fourth down to Rivalry. Like, not only that, that team came in so heavily as underdogs. All of the celebrities surrounding the game. You know, we knew who we were up against. We knew that entire media. We knew what that entire media, whatever, was going to be. For that team to do what they did and do it in such a convincing fashion. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Now, I'd say the 2024 team thus far has had a better overall season. They've had a better overall season, but I don't know. It's hard for me to answer because I gotta wait and see what happens on the 14th of December. Like I said, it's really going to matter the manner in how we perform. If we go in and we do what we did to Delaware State and/or Morgan, then we got a serious conversation to have. And I would venture on the side of saying, like, this team, outside of losing the first game of the season and to an FBS opponent, ran the table. And so it's hard to argue against that. But the way that 21 team they fought. Those kids played for Coach Pugh, man. They played for Coach Pugh that year. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
Whoo, Brad, you hit a lot of key points, man. A lot of key points. That 2021 team was special. Definitely special, man. Kobe Durant.
Dog.
There's not enough words in the dictionary that can describe this kid, man. To go from working at UPS, walking on, and just becoming a major dog in the conference, man. You talking about BJ Davis, you know, you talking about, oh man, Jablonski Green.
Jablonski, yeah. And Patrick Godbolt.
Man. I mean, we had some. You talking about my guy number, what he was wearing number 12 then, Boom. What's his name? Boom. A guy that was the corner, the safety. He used to hit people.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? But they had some dogs on that team, man. They did, man. And they were extremely disrespected that entire week for the Celebration Bowl. Coach Pugh was, the South Carolina State University was, that football team was, they were extremely disrespected. Not one person gave them boys a shot to win that game. That whole season. Even the doggone Celebration Bowl committee, and staff totally disrespected South Carolina State. They did. But I can tell you this, that they won't make that mistake again. Because this team will not be disrespected. That is the difference.
Mm.
The expectations is completely different.
Yeah.
Because Chennis Berry got 93 dogs following behind him. That's going to run through a brick wall for him. Now, but if you had the same thing, but I can tell you this, he has a different coaching style. See, that's what really makes your team sometimes is who you got coaching. And I got a feeling that these coaches, they are completely different from that Celebration Bowl coaching style. Now, granted, we had some great coaches like Coach Goddard. You know what I'm saying? Was there, right? Coach Blanchard, all those coaches were phenomenal coaches. But as a whole, we have a better coaching staff. We have a better coaching staff. And I think that we have a better culture. Like I said, that football team, that 2021 football team was great. But they came on late. They did. I mean, they came on late. Me, Brad, and you, Kobe, we saw this team right here potential early. Did we not?
Yeah.
Did we not?
Right at the FAMU game, standing on the sideline.
Thank you. And I personally said to myself, when they lost that doggone Georgia Southern game, I said to myself, there's nobody in the MEAC that's going to beat this team.
Because they played well versus Georgia.
Because they, listen, that game could have went the other way easily. If a play didn't go here, or play didn't go, or we didn't get a flag on certain plays, that game could have went different. But I saw how they fought.
Right.
They fought the entire game, and they never gave up. We were on the sideline, Kobe, were we not?
Yeah.
That whole game, they were on there like, they were on the sideline when it was 42-14, like the game was 0-0, was it not?
It was.
They were out there fighting, bro. Like they never gave up. When I left Statesboro, right, bro, I said to myself, there's nobody in the MEAC that can beat this team. Nobody. Because of the guts they have and the doggone tenacity they have. And they execute. And we got some high-level players. Now, to answer your question, I can't answer your question. Much like Brad, because we gotta see how this thing plays out. We gotta see how this thing plays out. Because if we're looking at it, that Jackson State team or that Southern team, because we haven't seen a good Southern team for quite some time. Just being real with you. We haven't seen a good Southern team for quite some time. But if this Jackson State team happens to make it, that Jackson State team that 21 team played is much better than this team. My opinion.
They may. I wouldn't say better. I'd say they have more. They have more talent.
Okay. I grant. Okay.
I don't know if they were as well coached, but I know they had more. They have more talent.
So they had more talent, right? All right, cool. So they had more talent, but like I said, I just feel like this team, this South Carolina State team, you can't really say who they are or what they are if you have not really seen them complete the mission.
Yeah, and this South Carolina State team is much deeper than the 21 team. And
Whitley, don't send no hootie hoos, please. Y'all, Whitley from JSU.
What Whitley got a problem with? Please explain.
No.
Explain, Whitney, whatever her name is. Please explain your harm, because we love to clear this thing up for you. So please state your, state your question.
We
welcome all questions here.
I want to wait until they actually, until we see that SWAC championship game happen before we get the trash talking that. So, but shout out Whitley though. Doc, my boy, what's good? What's good? I can explain. Like you trying to come up? You trying to come up? Let me know. But go ahead, y'all.
Nah, I mean I was done.
Okay.
You said you had another question, right?
Yeah. So this
is two questions.
This SWAC championship game. Obviously our opponent is gonna either be Jackson State or Southern. Who y'all got though? Like, do y'all think this game is gonna even be a? Because if I'm being honest with you, I know we just saw Alabama State and Jackson State play. Alabama State is talented. They just don't have an offense. I think Southern is just happy to be there. Anything can happen. Anybody can be beat on any.
No.
I just don't see Southern winning. I don't see Southern.
No.
I don't think Southern got a shot.
Brad, you think they give you? Brad, you think Southern got a shot?
No.
Dang.
No. Jackson's they're the class of the conference this year. They're the class of the SWAC this year. And selfishly, I want to meet them. I want to meet them again anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Want your lick back?
So no, you know what? Not even that. I think it's from a viewership perspective, from an attendance perspective, from all of the things that go on around the game. And that's not to say that. Let me preface this by saying that's not to say that Southern folks don't travel, because they travel very, very deep.
Travel.
But we set attendance records with Jackson State the last time we played them. I wouldn't expect anything less this year, especially with the renewed sense of interest in SC State football. With Coach TC Taylor, if they win, getting them back to Atlanta after kind of taking a year off, and FAMU winning them the Celebration Bowl last year. Jackson State folks will be there. It'll be a great atmosphere all around. I mean, the teams are gonna, there's going to be a healthy sense of trash talk. We'll make sure we keep it respectful though, because we always do, because we're all family. But at the end of the day, I think that's the best matchup. I think that's the best matchup. You'd be literally looking at 2-9-2. You'd be looking at 2-9-2 teams. Mm-hmm. They'd be coming in with identical records. Both teams do some really good things really well. Both teams are coached extremely well. And that's not to say the coach at Southern is not doing a great job there, because he's turned their program around as well. But the fact of the matter is if I have my druthers about it, I would definitely love to see Jackson State.
And you know what else? The plays. I don't think it'll be like a defensive battle between us. I think there'll be plays galore.
Oh, it's fireworks. I think it's fireworks
galore on both sides. Let me tell you something. Travis Terrell at Jackson State. Oh my God.
Kick it to him and see what happens.
Doc,
yeah.
What's good?
What's good? Kick it to him and see what happens.
What's good with you, bud?
Nothing will happen.
What you mean nothing will happen?
Nothing will happen.
We'll see.
You damn right we gonna see.
We gonna see.
You damn right we gonna see. You goddamn right we gonna see.
Shout out to the
Nothing's gonna happen.
Shout out to the Americans for y'all Founders Day.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Brad don't like that, man.
What's that? What's that?
Brad don't like when the bros bark, man. You know
Oh
what I'm saying?
no, man.
Brad
Hey, you know what? And by the way, man,
Brad Duke,
happy
you know what I'm
Happy
saying?
Founders Day, brother. I see you with your purple and
He's
gold
been
on. Man.
disrespectful all year. He bragging about homecoming, about you know what I'm saying, bragging about their little tailgate doing homecoming.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Kobe, look. See, when people say your stuff is little, that's when you know they respect it. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want your little funky $20. I don't want you no little funky $20. Your little tailgate. Come on, man. We had a red carpet, the whole nine. You know how we get down. You know how the noobs do, baby. You already know.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they coming for you, Kobe. They coming for you.
Man, listen, you know, Jay and
Let them come.
They know it's all love until
they came in 2021 too.
It's all love, man. Look, we came in 2021. Y'all beat us. I mean, y'all beat the brakes off of us. We got our get back in 2023. Hey, it is what it is.
But tell the truth though. Now was that get back the same?
It didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same.
It didn't feel the same.
Nah, it didn't feel the same.
It wasn't the same. I wanted to run it back because I wanted to see it would be with Dion, but we all know what happened. I don't want to go back and revisit history like that. But I will tell you this, that the SWAC Championship game this year between Southern and Jackson State, it's going to be far better than what you saw early in the season. Because now you get to see what Southern has as far as with the quarterback play. Because you can put Bodden in, you can put T-Set in. And of course, their defense is always going to be up to play for us. Kelby Givens and Big Willie Miles, you know, anchor that interior defense. Man, they to me, Southern really has a bunch of no names. And it's not to say anything bad about it. Like, there's not one player that just pops out on the screen and just be like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? He catches your eye, right? But it's not a slight on them, but it's just like they all play as one. They play as one team. Like, you gotta realize they haven't look the last game that they lost, other than the FAMU game. They've been on a tear since then. And I see them stopping, even when they played the Bayou Classic. But when they get in the SWAC Championship game, it's gonna be JSU by 40, always. And then we go, and then we win. I'm predicting it when we win the SWAC, we on to the Celebration Bowl. We need to get that get back. Ain't no violins up in here.
I ain't getting shit back.
Quick question, Doc. Quick question.
What's up?
Here's one of the things that I've always wondered, and you know, it's unfortunate, but I mean, I guess it's just the way it is. How do you guys feel about the fact that you have to have such a quick turnaround from the SWAC Championship game to the Celebration Bowl?
I think we get used to it.
So it's just the next game,
right? Because it's just the next game with us. To us, it's just the next game. I mean, it was, you know, if they would not have pushed this up, I think we'd have had a little break. You know, we had a little break, and we'd be chilling and getting ready for the Celebration Bowl.
So essentially, what you expect, and what I would expect both coaches to do, is just start. They would just start game planning for South Carolina State now.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't even say the game plan. I think they've been. I mean, everybody been watching y'all. Not even gonna like bust y'all out, like, but everybody's been watching y'all. I've been watching y'all. I don't even. I mean, I gotta pay attention to everything, but the rest of the MEAC, I really don't pay attention to. I was paying attention to South Carolina State because I wanted to see what Coach Berry was going to do in his first season as the head man in charge. And he has delivered. He has delivered on time his expectations with the program. And you know, with people saying where he coming from Benedict, that don't mean nothing to me. That don't mean nothing to me because everybody, you still got to line up 11 folks on the field, offense and defense, and special teams. And sure, he just been doing it. And he been doing it in a way where you think you got a one up on him, but he does do good when it comes to adjustments and stuff too, especially second half adjustment. That's another thing I see with us with Jackson State. We adjust in the second half, like especially when it comes to defense. That defense adjusts in the second half. We'll be like, okay, we'll spot. In fact, it's like we'll spot you 14 points. But you're not going to score on us in the second half of the game, and that hasn't happened in the last 4 games until yesterday. They scored on us in the third quarter.
I just also want to state really quickly that although the fans like us, we may want to get back at each other for maybe what happened last year or what happened in the Celebration Bowl a couple years prior. But to these two teams, most of these kids weren't even in that first Celebration Bowl. So it's like, it ain't that. What it is for us, it ain't for them.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean, and much of the coaching staff as well.
When State lost to Jackson State, though, a lot of them players were there whenever Jackson State, you know what I'm saying, beat us last year, though.
So like with us, you have I think the only stayovers in the program for Jackson State that played in that Celebration Bowl was K5 with Kevin Wiggins, JD Martin, who didn't even play, Desmond Mochel, who didn't even play, the lineman Evan Henry, I think, I don't know if it was Kirk Ford. I think Kirk Ford was on there, if I'm not mistaken, but it was the players that were still left on it. This is still players that still left on the team that played in that either played or was at that Celebration Bowl.
Gotcha. Is your Doc? Is the tight end still there?
Which one?
The one that dropped the touchdown.
No, he is. I think he transferred out.
Okay.
He transferred out. But okay. I do keep up with him on Twitter. I know he did. I think he's on board to get married or something like that, either this year or next year. But ain't no telling. Nah, he jumped ship once Prime left too.
Got it. Okay.
Actually, no, I take that back. He jumped ship after the last season.
After TC's first season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, Doug, what's your score prediction for the SWAC Championship?
Shoot, we still got the Soul Bowl to play.
Yeah, you got Alcorn. They got Alcorn.
They got that. Yeah. Hold up.
They got
you guys got one more game or 2 more games.
We got
Alcorn
one more game.
and then the SWAC Championship.
Then we got SWAC Championship.
Because some teams got 2 more games left.
So the only team that got 2 more games would be FAMU and FAMU, Alabama A&M, and Alabama State. Because Alabama State plays Prairie View, and then they got the Turkey Day Classic the following week against Tuskegee, and then A&M and FAM had to play each other at the end of the year, Black Friday, because of
the hurricane. Because they had
So does Grambling play this week?
Oh, Grambling plays next week. They play
Bayou Classic.
Yeah, they play Bayou Classic Thanksgiving weekend.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I actually forgot. Who's going to be suspended for that Soul Bowl because of the fight with Alabama State?
Man, I don't even know.
That probably ain't come out yet.
That the conference ain't probably gonna put it out until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because literally they've been looking at tape and everything, and of course the commissioner was there on the field when it all happened.
Watching.
When it all happened.
That was crazy.
Watching, so he got his he got his eye on everything. Folks that don't even know that, man. He got his eye on everything. So He'll let.
So I can tell you this right here, though, man. Me personally, man, I think it's gonna be a great game between Southern and Jackson State. I really like how Southern has has been coming along lately. They have been finding ways to win. Now I can't say that they are better than Jackson State because Jackson State has been playing some real good football lately. I think that loss to Grambling State really woke those guys up, and since then they have been playing some very good football. But I can't say that Southern has been playing real good football. It hasn't been pretty, but they have found a way to win. And we know that Jackson State and Southern hate each other. They do. And I think that it's going to be a great game, full of emotions. Both bands are legendary. So I think it's going to be a great game. Do I think that Jackson State will win? Yes, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout or nothing like that.
No, I don't think it'll be. See, and that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be a blowout because when we played each other early, we played each other early in the season in September, and that was considered a non-conference game because they literally, Southern supposed to roll off our schedule since they're on the West, but we keep them there. We keep them on our schedule because it's the rival.
That's boombox, right?
Yeah. It's to us, it's just Southern Jackson State. I don't really call it a boombox. That's between the bands. You know what I'm saying? It's between the bands, but I always call it Southern Jackson State. Like, and if you really want to, if I really want to break it down, I really don't even want to call them by their name. I call them the school in Baton Rouge.
I will say, Irv from South Carolina. He from Beaufort, South Carolina. Okay. That's my way. That's my way.
Yeah, that's low country, right?
Yeah, low country. Don't think we don't know about him. All right, don't think we don't know about that boy. Just in case y'all do make it, don't think they ain't a little plan in the works for our good old brother from SC who chose to go over to Mississippi. Love him though, love him.
Hey, but you can't hate, man. That boy been running. He been running since he came back. Like since he got back off the injured list. Like he literally is on a mission. That we started out slow the first couple of games, and then of course he just exploded. The 140, the 130, the 170, the 180, man. He just exploded. And then of course yesterday, it kind of they curtailed him. I mean, it's Bama State's defense. Like, live up to their moniker, the Black Swarm defense. They was swarming to the ball. They were swarming to the ball carrier. Them linebackers as fast as hell. I cannot sit here and lie that Bama State's linebackers are fast. But we caught them slipping, and we came out with the victory. Came out with the victory. I had to look at the game. I had to look at y'all game last night. I had to look at it again last night on replay. And damn it, y'all ain't had to do them boys like that, man. Y'all did not have to do them boys. Y'all did not have to do the cocaine bears like that, man.
They did it to themselves.
Man, y'all did not have to do them in their house like that, bro. I was like, man, I thought y'all was gonna go 60 on them.
Hey, man, we kill flowers with sledgehammers over here. That's what we do.
Flowers sledgehammer, man. Like I said, though, hey, let me tell you something, man. This SWAC Championship may be one of the most let's say exciting ones that I've seen in quite some time, man. Just because you got a true rivalry for this one. So I'm very, so I'm looking forward to it. Definitely will be watching. Definitely hope you guys run those numbers up, man. As far as as far as the views, because I think we already know it's gonna be sold out almost.
It needs to be sold out.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It needs to be sold out.
Yeah,
we need to sell out the vet. We sell the vet out, boy. It needs to be 55,000 strong up in there.
Yeah,
and if you had Kobe, I know Kobe, you went to the vet a couple of times. If you had never been to the vet on field level, it's a sight to see, man.
Let's place a bet, then, Whitley. Let's place a bet.
Hey, thank y'all so much for tuning in, man.
Hey, Kobe, real quick before we go, man, I just wanted to, I don't know if you guys had a chance to go over yet, but when you get a chance, go check out the new Jackson State website. Kudos to Travis Jerome, the SID, and his staff. They just went through a refresh about a week and a half ago. Really clean, really slick. Everything, is really extremely user friendly. So just wanted to give one of my colleagues that I work with often, Travis Jerome, and his staff a shout out for a really great refresh on their website. Really nice.
The best SID in the SWAC right now. And man, you get you right.
Shout out to Kendrick Lewis.
Hey, shout out to our guy Kendrick. We talking about SID. Let's do that.
I got Kendrick Lewis, man.
Hey, man, I got a shout out. Shout out to Mississippi Valley, what they did.
Shout out to Mississippi Valley.
Hey, Valley, thank you so much.
Thank you, AD. Thank you, AD Campbell. We love you. We miss you.
AD, all love over here, AD. This has been episode 8 of Bulldog Blitz. All right, we even got to talk about Jackson State for a little bit. And, after the SWAC Championship, we're going to talk about it a lot. And I do got something in the works. We're going to try to collab with Tuck and Zoe. Tuck and Zoe with King and Zoe over at KC 1400. You know what I'm saying? Get that joint show going. We talking about that. So, hey, man. Oh, Doc, we just need y'all to close the deal, man. And we back at it. We close.
Get it done.
I ain't gonna put no guarantee on it, but we gonna close that deal, bro.
Yes, sir.
And it's still gonna be JSU by 40.
All right, this is one of the
State by 50.
You say what?
Here he go.
Okay. All right. Hey, we'll catch y'all next time, man. We might even have another show before the week is out. Who knows? All right, we got a lot of content coming now that we done clinched the Celebration Bowl. So we'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a great week this week, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Absolutely. Y'all take it easy.